Mr. Hun was a picture of health at 70. He enjoyed morning walks, ate a balanced diet, and kept his mind sharp with puzzles and books. Friends often admired his energy and zest for life. However, one fateful morning, as he stepped out for his daily stroll, he suddenly collapsed. Despite his healthy lifestyle, Mr. Hung had unknowingly overlooked some subtle habits that posed serious risks to his well-being. This shocking incident serves as a reminder that even those who seem to lead healthy lives can face hidden dangers. Especially as they age, it's crucial to uncover these risks and learn how to protect our health. Simple morning routines, like rushing out the door without breakfast or skipping hydration, can have significant consequences. By understanding these potential pitfalls, we can take proactive steps to safeguard our health and ensure that our golden years are truly golden. As we reflect on Mr. Hung's story, let us be vigilant and informed so we can enjoy our lives to the fullest without the shadow of unexpected health issues. Mr. Hung lived a simple and peaceful life in the countryside. Every morning, he woke up with the sun, the soft light spilling into his cozy home. He would start his day with a warm cup of herbal tea, enjoying the quiet sounds of nature around him. The birds chirped cheerfully, and the gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the trees. After his tea, Mr. Hung would head to his beloved garden. Gardening was not just a hobby for him, it was a passion. He spent hours tending to his plants, carefully watering them, and pulling out weeds. His garden was a colorful display of flowers, vegetables, and herbs. He took great pride in growing his own food, believing that fresh produce was the key to good health. Each day, he would harvest ripe tomatoes, crisp cucumbers, and fragrant basil, which he used to prepare healthy meals. Mr. Hung was also very mindful of his health. He enjoyed long walks along the winding paths of the countryside, breathing in the fresh air and soaking up the beauty of his surroundings. He practiced yoga every evening, finding peace and balance in the gentle movements. He believed that a healthy body and mind were essential for a happy life. However, one sunny afternoon, as Mr. Hung was tending to his garden, he suddenly collapsed. It was shocking and unexpected. Despite his healthy habits and peaceful lifestyle, he had been hiding a serious health issue that no one, not even he, had noticed. The irony of the situation was hard to grasp. Here was a man who seemed to embody health and wellness, yet he had been living with a hidden risk that ultimately caught up with him. Mr. Hung's story serves as a reminder that health can be unpredictable. No matter how well we take care of ourselves, there may be unseen dangers lurking beneath the surface. It teaches us to pay attention not just to our visible habits, but also to listen to our bodies and seek regular checkups. Life can change in an instant, and it is important to be aware of the hidden risks that may affect our well-being. Elderly individuals should be careful about exerting themselves when they are hungry, because their bodies may not respond as well as they did when they were younger. When a person wakes up in the morning, their body goes through a transition from rest to activity. During sleep, the body slows down and energy levels drop. When someone gets up and starts moving, their heart rate and blood pressure need to increase to supply the muscles and organs with the oxygen and nutrients they need. If a person is hungry, it means their body lacks the necessary energy to support this transition. Without enough fuel, the heart has to work harder, which can lead to increased blood pressure. This extra strain on the heart can raise the risk of serious issues like strokes or heart attacks, especially in older adults whose cardiovascular systems may already be weakened. To avoid these risks, it is important for elderly individuals to warm up gently before engaging in any physical activity. Simple stretches or light movements can help prepare the body for more intense activity. Additionally, having a nutritious breakfast is crucial. A good breakfast provides the energy needed to start the day and helps the body function properly. Foods rich in whole grains, fruits, and proteins can give the body the fuel it needs to support both physical and mental activities. By taking these steps, elderly individuals can enjoy a safer and more active lifestyle. When you wake up in the morning, it can be tempting to jump out of bed and start your day. However, standing up too quickly can sometimes lead to a dizzy spell or even a fall. This happens because your body needs a moment to adjust after being at rest. When you lie down for a long time, your blood pressure can drop and your heart rate slows down. As you stand up, your body has to work quickly to get your blood flowing properly to your brain and other vital organs. If it doesn't adjust fast enough, you might experience something called postural hypotension, which is a fancy term for a sudden drop in blood pressure when you change positions. Postural hypotension can make you feel lightheaded, dizzy, or even faint. This is especially important to be aware of if you have certain health conditions or if you are older, as your body may take longer to adjust. To avoid these risks, it's wise to take a few moments to transition from lying down to standing up. When you wake up, instead of jumping straight out of bed, start by lying on your back for a minute or two. This gives your body a chance to wake up slowly. Next, roll onto your side and sit up gently on the edge of the bed. Sit there for another minute, allowing your heart rate and blood pressure to stabilize. You can even take a few deep breaths during this time, which can help you feel more alert. After you feel steady, place your feet on the floor and stand up slowly. If you feel any dizziness, it's perfectly fine to sit back down for a moment until you feel ready to try again. By taking these simple steps, you can help your body adjust more comfortably and safely to the day ahead. Remember, a little patience can go a long way in preventing those dizzy moments. Straining too much when using the bathroom can pose serious risks, especially for elderly individuals. When a person pushes hard to have a bowel movement, it can lead to increased pressure in the blood vessels. This pressure can affect blood flow, particularly the brain, and may increase the risk of strokes or other cardiovascular issues. For older adults whose blood vessels may already be weakened or less flexible, this strain can be particularly dangerous. It can also lead to other complications, such as hemorrhoids or anal fissures, which can cause pain and further discourage regular bathroom visits. To help prevent these issues, it is important to maintain a relaxed posture while using the toilet. Sitting comfortably with feet flat on the ground or on a small stool can help align the body in a way that makes it easier to pass stool without straining. Additionally, focusing on deep, slow breathing can help relax the body and reduce the urge to push too hard. Diet and hydration play crucial roles in promoting healthy digestion and reducing the need to strain. Eating a diet rich in fiber, which includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, can help keep the digestive system moving smoothly. Staying well hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day is equally important, as it helps soften the stool and makes it easier to pass. By combining these dietary habits with proper posture and relaxation techniques, elderly individuals can significantly improve their bathroom experience and reduce the risks associated with straining. In the morning, many elderly individuals may unknowingly engage in habits that can negatively impact their health. One common habit to avoid is skipping breakfast. Breakfast is essential as it provides the necessary energy to start the day and helps maintain stable blood sugar levels. When older adults skip this meal, they may feel fatigued and less focused, which can lead to accidents or poor decision-making. Another habit to steer clear of is rushing through the morning routine. When seniors hurry, they may overlook important tasks like taking medications or stretching, which are crucial for their well-being. Taking time to move slowly and mindfully can help prevent falls and ensure that they are taking care of their health needs properly. Lastly, it's important to avoid excessive screen time first thing in the morning. Spending too much time on devices can lead to eye strain and a sedentary lifestyle, which can contribute to various health issues. Instead, engaging in light physical activity or enjoying nature can boost mood and energy levels. By making these small but impactful changes, elderly individuals can significantly reduce health risks and enhance their quality of life. A balanced breakfast, a calm morning routine, and limited screen time can lead to better physical health, improved mental clarity, and a greater sense of well-being. Encouraging these practices not only benefits seniors, but also sets a positive example for younger generations. Let's embrace these habits for ourselves and our loved ones, paving the way for leaving behind high morals for descendants is crucial for many reasons. Morality shapes not only the character of individuals but also the reputation of families. When parents and elders uphold strong moral values, they set a standard for the younger generation. This standard can open doors to better opportunities, as people are more likely to trust and respect those who demonstrate integrity and kindness. A family known for its good morals often enjoys a positive reputation in the community, which can lead to stronger relationships and support networks. In Vietnamese culture, there is a deep-rooted tradition of cultivating virtue. Families often emphasize the importance of values such as respect, honesty, and compassion. This focus on morality helps create a harmonious family environment where members support one another and work together for common goals. For instance, children raised in such an atmosphere are more likely to grow up understanding the importance of helping others and contributing positively to society. They learn that their actions reflect not just on themselves, but also on their family, which encourages them to act with integrity. Moral integrity benefits both the individual and the community. When individuals act with honesty and kindness, they build trust with others. This trust fosters cooperation and collaboration, which are essential for a thriving community. For example, a person known for their fairness in business dealings will attract loyal customers and partners, leading to success that can benefit their family and community. Additionally, when people engage in acts of kindness, such as volunteering or helping neighbors, they create a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same. In summary, leaving behind high morals is vital for the well-being of future generations. It shapes family reputation, opens up opportunities, and fosters a sense of community. The Vietnamese tradition of cultivating virtue plays a significant role in creating a supportive and harmonious family environment. Ultimately, moral integrity enriches both individual lives and the broader community, leading to a better world for everyone. Teaching descendants honest ways to earn money is like giving them a sturdy toolbox for life. Instead of just handing over wealth, which can sometimes feel like a burden or lead to complacency, we can equip them with skills that will serve them well, no matter what challenges they face. When young people learn the value of hard work, they develop a strong work ethic that becomes a part of who they are. This work ethic is essential because it teaches them that success doesn't come easy. It requires dedication, effort, and sometimes a bit of sacrifice. Financial skills are equally important. Understanding how to manage money, budget wisely, and save for the future can empower them to make informed decisions. When they know how to handle their finances, they are less likely to fall into debt or make poor financial choices. This knowledge gives them a sense of control over their lives, allowing them to pursue their dreams without the constant worry of financial instability. Moreover, instilling entrepreneurial principles can spark creativity and innovation. When young people learn to think like entrepreneurs, they start to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. They learn to take calculated risks, adapt to changing circumstances, and find solutions to problems. This mindset not only prepares them for potential business ventures, but also helps them navigate the ups and downs of life with confidence. By focusing on these values rather than simply passing down wealth, we are promoting resilience. Life is unpredictable, and having the ability to bounce back from setbacks is crucial. When they face challenges, they will remember the lessons learned about hard work and resourcefulness, which will help them persevere. In the long run, this approach fosters long-term financial stability. When descendants are equipped with the right skills and mindset, they are more likely to create their own wealth rather than rely on what was given to them. They become active participants in their financial journeys, making choices that align with their values and goals. In essence, teaching honest ways to earn money is about building a foundation for a fulfilling life. It's about nurturing individuals who are not only capable of achieving their own success, but also contributing positively to their communities. This legacy of knowledge and skills is far more valuable than any amount of money that could be passed down. It creates a cycle of empowerment that can last for generations. Maintaining health is a vital part of creating a lasting legacy for a family. When individuals prioritize their health from a young age, they not only improve their own lives, but also lessen the burdens on their loved ones. Healthy family members can enjoy life more fully, participate in family activities, and support each other emotionally and physically. This creates a positive environment where everyone thrives. When elders in a family are healthy, they can offer emotional and motivational support to younger generations. Their experiences and wisdom can inspire younger family members to adopt healthy habits and make better choices. For instance, a grandparent who stays active and engaged can encourage grandchildren to play sports or join in outdoor activities, fostering a love for movement and exercise. This connection can strengthen family bonds and create a sense of unity. To promote well-being and independence, there are several lifestyle habits that families can adopt together. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins is essential. Regular physical activity, such as walking, swimming, or dancing, can keep everyone fit and energized. Additionally, prioritizing mental health through practices like mindfulness, meditation, or simply spending quality time together can enhance overall well-being. By focusing on health as a family value, everyone can contribute to a legacy of wellness that benefits future generations. This commitment not only improves individual lives, but also enriches family life. creating a supportive and loving environment. When health is prioritized, families can enjoy more time together, share experiences, and create lasting memories without the strain of health-related issues. Filial piety is a deeply rooted value in many Eastern traditions, especially in cultures influenced by Confucianism. It embodies the respect, love, and duty that children owe to their parents and ancestors. This concept is not just about obedience. It is a profound expression of gratitude and recognition of the sacrifices made by previous generations. In these cultures, honoring one's parents is seen as a way to maintain harmony within the family and society as a whole. When children practice filial piety, they learn to appreciate the wisdom and experiences of their elders. This respect fosters strong bonds between generations, creating a sense of unity and belonging. Families become places of support and understanding, where the younger members are encouraged to listen to the stories and teachings of their parents and grandparents. This exchange of knowledge not only strengthens family ties, but also helps preserve cultural heritage and values. The responsibilities that come with filial piety are significant. Children learn to care for their parents as they age, ensuring their well-being and comfort. This duty instills a sense of accountability and compassion, teaching children the importance of giving back to those who have nurtured them. As they grow, they understand that their actions reflect not only on themselves but also on their family and community. This awareness encourages them to act with integrity and kindness, knowing that they are part of a larger social fabric. The impact of filial piety extends beyond individual families. When children embrace this value, they contribute to a culture of respect and cooperation within the community. People are more likely to support one another, creating a network of care that benefits everyone. This sense of responsibility and connection can lead to a more harmonious society where individuals work together for the common good. In essence, filial piety teaches timeless lessons about love, respect, and duty. It reminds us that our relationships with our families shape who we are and how we interact with the world. By honoring our parents and ancestors, we not only strengthen our family bonds, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding community. This powerful tradition continues to resonate, guiding generations in their journey through life. As women age, some may find themselves feeling a growing dislike for their husbands. This change in feelings can often be traced back to a mix of accumulated responsibilities and unmet expectations that have built up over the years. In many relationships, especially long-term ones, partners start with dreams and hopes for their future together. However, as life unfolds, these expectations can sometimes go unfulfilled. When one partner feels that their needs or desires have been overlooked, it can lead to resentment and emotional distance. Additionally, as couples grow older, they often face new challenges related to health issues. Physical decline can change the dynamics of a relationship. If one partner becomes ill or struggles with health problems, the other may feel overwhelmed by the added responsibilities of caregiving. This shift can create feelings of frustration and sadness, leading to a sense of isolation. Lifestyle habits also play a significant role. If one partner adopts unhealthy habits while the other prioritizes wellness, it can create a rift. Differing priorities, such as how to spend time or manage finances, can further widen the gap between partners. Emotional well-being is deeply affected by these factors. When partners feel disconnected, it can lead to loneliness and dissatisfaction. The joy that once characterized their relationship may fade, replaced by a sense of obligation or frustration. To address these challenges, couples need to focus on understanding and communication. Open conversations about feelings, needs, and expectations can help bridge the gap. It's important for both partners to express their concerns and listen to each other without judgment. By working together to find common ground and support each other, couples can rebuild their connection and navigate the complexities of aging together. In conclusion, while the journey of aging can bring about challenges that may lead to feelings of dislike, it is possible for couples to overcome these hurdles through empathy and open dialogue. By addressing accumulated responsibilities, unmet expectations, and health-related issues together, they can foster a deeper understanding and strengthen their bond. Exploring the themes of aging, health, relationships, and legacy reveals profound insights about the journey of life. As we grow older, we often find that each year brings new opportunities for personal growth and deeper connections with those around us. Aging is not just about the passage of time. It is a chance to reflect on our experiences, learn from them, and embrace the wisdom that comes with age. Health plays a crucial role in this journey. By adopting healthy habits, we can enhance our well-being and enjoy life more fully. Simple choices like eating nutritious foods, staying active, and prioritizing mental health can lead to a more vibrant life. These habits not only benefit us, but also set a positive example for our loved ones, encouraging them to take care of themselves too. Relationships become even more significant as we age. The bonds we form with family and friends can provide support, joy, and a sense of belonging. Investing time in these relationships fosters love and connection, reminding us that we are never alone in our journey. Each interaction is an opportunity to share our stories, learn from one another, and create lasting memories. Legacy is another important aspect of our lives. It is not just about what we leave behind, but also about the impact we have on others. By living with intention and kindness, we can inspire those around us and create a ripple effect of positivity. Our actions today can shape the future for our loved ones, making it essential to be mindful of how we live and what we share. As we reflect on these insights, it becomes clear that embracing change is vital. Life is a series of transformations, and each one offers a chance to grow. By welcoming these changes, we open ourselves up to new experiences and deeper connections. Let us encourage one another to foster meaningful relationships, adopt healthy habits, and live with purpose. In conclusion, let us take action based on these lessons. Embrace the beauty of aging, nurture your health, cherish your relationships, and think about the legacy you want to create. Each year is a gift filled with opportunities for love and connection. Together, we can make the most of this journey and inspire those around us to do the same. Thank you for joining us for that insightful exploration of financial security and the challenges many face in planning for their future. Now that we've wrapped up that important discussion, let's shift our focus to a truly inspiring story that embodies resilience and hope. Have you ever found yourself worried about how you will support yourself in your later years without a pension, savings, or family to rely on? Meet Aunt Fong, a remarkable 60-year-old woman who faced significant obstacles but refused to let them define her. Her journey is not just about survival. It's about thriving against the odds. As we dive into her story, prepare to be inspired by her determination and the valuable lessons she learned along the way. So, let's turn the page and discover how Aunt Fong transformed her challenges into opportunities for stability and fulfillment. You won't want to miss this. Aunt Fong is an elderly woman who finds herself in a difficult situation. Like many older individuals, she should ideally rely on pensions, savings, or support from her children to get by. However, Aunt Fong has none of these options available to her. She never had a pension plan, her savings are minimal, and she has no children to turn to for help. This leaves her feeling isolated and worried about her future. Instead of giving in to despair, Aunt Fong made an unconventional decision. She chose to face her challenges head-on by starting a small business. With her skills in cooking, she began selling homemade meals to her neighbors. This not only provided her with some income, but also allowed her to connect with her community. Aunt Fong's determination and creativity turned her situation around, showing that even in tough times, there are ways to find hope and support. Aunt Fong stood at the edge of the construction site, her heart heavy with grief. Just days ago, her husband had been a vibrant presence, his laughter echoing through their small home as he recounted tales from the day's work. He had been a dedicated worker, pouring his strength into every brick and beam, dreaming of a better life for their family. But now, the site was eerily silent, a stark reminder of the accident that had taken him from her forever. The news had come like a thunderclap, shattering her world. A fall, they said, an unfortunate slip that had led to a tragic end. The employer, a man she had seen only in passing, had expressed his condolences, but Aunt Fong could see the worry etched on his face. The construction business was struggling, and the weight of her husband's death hung heavily on both their shoulders. Days turned into a blur of mourning and paperwork, and soon the employer approached her with an offer 300,000 yuan as compensation for her loss. The sum was substantial, enough to provide for her and their children for a time, yet it felt like a pittance compared to the life that had been taken. Aunt Fong's heart ached as she considered the offer. Accepting it would mean acknowledging that her husband's life could be quantified in monetary terms, a thought that felt both wrong and necessary. She understood the employer's plight. The construction industry was fraught with risks, and accidents were a grim reality. He had families to support too, workers who depended on him for their livelihoods. The thought of dragging him into a lengthy legal battle, one that could leave her with nothing, gnawed at her conscience. She could see the desperation in his eyes, a reflection of her own. As she sat alone in her dimly lit kitchen, the weight of the decision pressed down on her. The laughter of her children echoed in her mind, reminding her of the life she needed to sustain. Could she really turn down the money, risking everything for a principle that might lead her nowhere? The thought of her children going hungry, of their dreams slipping away, was unbearable. In the end, Aunt Fawn made her choice. With a heavy heart, she accepted the settlement. It felt like a betrayal, yet it was also a lifeline. She would use the money to ensure her children had a future, to keep the memory of their father alive in the best way she could. As she signed the papers, tears streamed down her face, a mixture of sorrow and relief washing over her. She had chosen survival, but the cost weighed heavily on her soul. Aunt Fawn knew that life would never be the same, but she also understood that she had to keep moving forward, for herself and for her children. The decision was made, and though it felt like a loss, it was also a step toward rebuilding what had been shattered. After Aunt Fawn's husband passed away, her life changed dramatically. She felt a heavy weight of fear and uncertainty about her finances. With her husband gone, the family's income was reduced to her small savings and a meager pension every month. She worried about paying the bills and buying enough food for herself and her son. The thought of losing their home haunted her, and she often lay awake at night, thinking about how to make ends meet. Her son, who had always been a bright student, faced a setback when he failed his college entrance exams. This news crushed Aunt Fawn, as she had hoped he would go to university and build a better life for himself. Instead, he decided to leave their small village and go to the city to find work. He believed that earning money would help them both, but Aunt Fawn felt torn. She wanted him to succeed, but she also feared for his safety and well-being in the bustling city. On the day he was set to leave, Aunt Fawn handed him 10,000 yuan. It was all the money she had saved, and her heart ached as she did it. She felt a mix of hope and worry, hope that her son would find a good job and make a better life for himself, but worry that he might struggle in the city, far away from home. As she watched him walk away, she felt a deep sense of loss, but also a flicker of pride. She knew he was brave to chase his dreams, even if it meant leaving her behind. Aunt Fawn stood at the door, her heart heavy with mixed emotions, praying for her son's success while fearing the unknown. Aunt Fawn sat at her small kitchen table, the late afternoon sun casting a warm glow through the window. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine tea, a comforting aroma that usually soothed her worries. But today, her heart raced as her son, Wei, sat across from her, his expression earnest and hopeful. He had just laid out his plan to buy a house, a dream he had nurtured for years. The only thing standing in his way was the remaining 290,000 yuan, a sum that represented not just money, but Aunt Fawn's entire safety net. As Wei spoke, Aunt Fawn felt a familiar tug of hesitation. This money was her lifeline, the cushion she had built over decades of hard work and sacrifice. It was meant to ensure her security in her old age, a safeguard against the uncertainties of life. What if something happened? What if she needed it for her own health or emergencies? The thoughts swirled in her mind like autumn leaves caught in a gust of wind. Yet, as she looked into her son's eyes, she saw a reflection of her own hopes and dreams. Wei had always been responsible, a good son who had never given her cause for concern. She remembered the countless times he had supported her, the way he had cared for her when she fell ill, and how he had always made her feel cherished. There was a deep trust between them, forged through years of love and understanding. Aunt Fawn took a deep breath, weighing her fears against her faith in him. She thought of the life he could build, the stability a home would provide, not just for him, but for their family. She envisioned the laughter of grandchildren echoing through the halls, the warmth of family gatherings, and the sense of belonging that a house could offer. It was a leap of faith, but one that felt right in her heart. With a trembling hand, she reached across the table and placed it over Wei's. "If you believe this is the right step, then I will trust you," she said, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. "But promise me you will take care of me in the future." Wei's face lit up with gratitude and determination. "I promise, Mom. I will make you proud." In that moment, Aunt Fawn felt a weight lift from her shoulders. She was choosing to believe in her son, in their bond, and in the future they could create together. It was a decision that would shape their lives, but it was also a testament to the love that had always guided her. Aunt Fawn was determined to help her son with his home renovation. She decided to raise chickens, ducks, and pigs, believing that this would not only provide fresh food for the family, but also generate some income. Every morning, she would wake up before dawn to feed the animals and clean their pens. Her hard work paid off, and she managed to earn several thousand yuan from selling eggs and meat at the local market. Each time she counted the money, her heart swelled with pride, knowing that she was contributing to her son's future. However, her excitement turned to disappointment when her son revealed that the renovation would cost a staggering 150,000 yuan. Aunt Fong felt a wave of despair wash over her. All her efforts seemed so small compared to the enormous sum needed. Just when she thought all hope was lost, her son introduced her to his wealthy girlfriend. She was confident and assured them that she could help resolve the financial issue. Aunt Fong felt a mix of emotions, relief that there might be a solution, but also a tinge of sadness that her hard-earned money might not be enough after all. Despite her disappointment, Aunt Fong remained proud of her contributions and the lessons she learned through her hard work. She hoped that, together, they could create a beautiful home for their family. Aunt Fong stood at the edge of the wedding reception, watching her son, David, greet guests with a bright smile. The hall was filled with laughter and joy, but Aunt Fong felt a heavy weight in her heart. She had spent months helping to plan this special day, yet she felt invisible, as if she was just a shadow in the background. As the evening went on, Aunt Fong noticed how everyone seemed to focus on David and his new wife, Emily. They were the stars of the night, and Aunt Fong felt like a forgotten guest. She tried to join conversations, but her words often got lost in the excitement around her. It was hard to see her son so happy while she felt so alone. Later, when David found her standing quietly by the dessert table, he noticed the sadness in her eyes. He took her hand and said, "Mom, I know it's hard to see me up there, but your support means everything. This is just the beginning. Success will come, and I want you to be proud." His words brought a small smile to her face, but they couldn't erase the feeling of being sidelined. Aunt Fong felt a mix of pride and sadness. She was proud of David for starting this new chapter in his life, but she couldn't shake the feeling of being overlooked. She wanted to be more than just a background figure. She wanted to be celebrated too. Yet, as she watched David dance with Emily, she accepted her role in this moment. She knew that her love and support were important, even if they weren't always recognized. In that quiet acceptance, Aunt Fong found a sense of peace. She realized that while she may not be in the spotlight, her heart was full of love for her son. She would always be there for him, cheering him on from the sidelines, proud of his journey ahead. Aunt Fong had always been close to her son, sharing laughter and stories over warm meals. But after he got married, things began to change. At first, she thought it was just a normal adjustment, but as time went on, she felt a growing emotional distance. The calls that used to come regularly became less frequent. She would wait by the phone, hoping to hear his voice, but days turned into weeks without a word. Her heart sank when she learned that her granddaughter had been born, and she hadn't even been told. It felt like a heavy weight on her chest, a mix of sadness and betrayal. How could her son keep such a precious moment from her? The joy of becoming a grandmother was overshadowed by the pain of being left out. One day, Aunt Fong decided to call her daughter-in-law. The conversation was tense from the start. Her daughter-in-law spoke firmly, making it clear that she was in charge of family communications now. Aunt Fong felt a wave of frustration and helplessness wash over her. She wanted to express her love and excitement for her granddaughter, but the words got stuck in her throat. Instead, she felt like an outsider in her own family. As the call ended, Aunt Fong sat in silence, her heart heavy with sorrow. She longed for the days when her family felt whole and connected. The distance between her and her son felt like an unbridgeable gap, leaving her feeling lost and alone. Aunt Fong stood at the threshold of her son's home, her heart fluttering with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The door swung open, revealing her daughter-in-law, who greeted her with a polite but distant smile. It was a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes, and Aunt Fong felt a chill settle in the air between them. As she stepped inside, the warmth of the home felt foreign, almost unwelcoming, and she couldn't shake the feeling that she was intruding. Her eyes darted around the living room, searching for her granddaughter, the little girl she had longed to hold since her birth. But as the minutes passed, Aunt Fong found herself standing awkwardly by the couch, her hands clasped tightly in front of her. The little one was nestled in her mother's arms, cooing softly, but Aunt Fong was met with a subtle shift in her daughter-in-law's posture. A slight tightening of the lips, a barely perceptible glance toward the clock. It was as if the air had thickened with unspoken words, and Aunt Fawn felt the weight of them pressing down on her. "Would you like to hold her?" Aunt Fawn ventured, her voice barely above a whisper, filled with hope. But her daughter-in-law merely shook her head, the smile still plastered on her face, yet devoid of warmth. "She's a bit fussy today," she replied, her tone suggesting that perhaps it was best if Aunt Fawn kept her distance. The rejection stung, and Aunt Fawn's heart sank as she realized that the bond she had once shared with her son and his family had frayed to a thin thread. As the afternoon wore on, Aunt Fawn felt the conversation ebb and flow around her, but she was increasingly aware of her own isolation. Her son, once so eager to share his life with her, now seemed preoccupied, his laughter echoing hollowly in her ears. The moments they had shared, the stories they had exchanged, felt like distant memories, overshadowed by the palpable tension in the room. She caught glimpses of her granddaughter, but each time she reached out, the little girl was pulled back, as if Aunt Fawn's presence was an unwelcome intrusion. Eventually, Aunt Fawn sensed the subtle cues urging her to leave, the way her daughter-in-law began tidying up, the way her son glanced at the clock. All pointed to an unspoken agreement that her visit had overstayed its welcome. With a heavy heart, Aunt Fawn gathered her things, the disappointment settling deep within her. As she stepped back into the cool air outside, she couldn't help but reflect on how drastically her relationship with her son had changed. The warmth of their past seemed like a fading photograph, and she was left standing alone, clutching the remnants of a love that felt increasingly distant. Aunt Fawn had always been a strong and independent woman, but after some difficult years, she realized it was time to reclaim her independence. She wanted to find a way to support herself and feel useful again. One day, while reading the local newspaper, she came across an article about the growing demand for caregivers in nursing homes. The idea sparked something in her. She had always enjoyed helping others, and this could be the perfect opportunity. With determination, Aunt Fawn decided to apply for a job at a nearby nursing home. She polished her resume and practiced her interview skills. On the day of the interview, she wore her best outfit and arrived early, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. The interview went well. She spoke about her love for helping people and her willingness to learn. The manager appreciated her enthusiasm and offered her the job on the spot. However, the first few weeks on the job were challenging. Aunt Fawn struggled to keep up with the fast-paced environment. She found it difficult to remember all the residents' names and their specific needs. Some days, she felt overwhelmed and doubted her decision, but she was determined not to give up. She sought advice from her co-workers, who were kind and supportive. They shared tips on how to manage her time better and connect with the residents. Slowly but surely, Aunt Fawn began to adjust to her new routine. She learned to take things one step at a time, and with each passing day, she grew more confident in her role. She started to build relationships with the residents, listening to their stories and sharing laughs. The joy she felt when she made someone smile reminded her of why she chose this path. As the weeks turned into months, Aunt Fawn not only found her footing, but also discovered a renewed sense of purpose. She was proud of her work and the independence it brought her. The nursing home became a second home, filled with laughter, compassion, and a sense of community. Aunt Fawn had reclaimed her independence, and in doing so, she found a new family among the residents and her coworkers. Aunt Fawn discovered a profound sense of fulfillment and financial stability through her work at the local nursing home, where she dedicated herself to caring for elderly residents. Initially, she had relied heavily on her son for support, feeling a mix of gratitude and guilt as she navigated her later years. However, as she began to immerse herself in the daily routines of the nursing home, she found not only a source of income, but also a renewed sense of independence that transformed her life. The work was not without its challenges. The emotional weight of caring for individuals who often faced loneliness and health issues could be overwhelming. Yet Aunt Fawn approached each day with a sense of purpose. She formed meaningful connections with the residents, listening to their stories and sharing laughter, which brought her immense joy. The gratitude she received in return filled her heart, reinforcing her belief that she was making a difference in their lives. As she became more adept at her role, Aunt Fawn's confidence grew. She no longer felt like a burden to her son or anyone else. Instead, she was contributing to her household and her community. This newfound independence was liberating, allowing her to reclaim her identity and self-worth. She took pride in her ability to manage her finances and make decisions for herself, which was a significant shift from her previous reliance on others. Through her work, Aunt Fong not only found a stable income, but also a vibrant community that enriched her life. The challenges she faced were outweighed by the happiness and purpose she derived from her role as a caregiver. Each smile from a resident or a heartfelt thank you became a reminder of the impact she was making, solidifying her belief that she was exactly where she was meant to be. In this way, Aunt Fong's journey became a testament to the power of resilience and the joy that can be found in serving others, ultimately leading her to a life filled with meaning and independence. Aunt Fong's journey is a powerful reminder of what it means to be resilient, independent, and self-sufficient. Throughout her life, she faced numerous challenges, yet she never allowed them to define her. She embraced each obstacle as an opportunity to grow and learn. Her story shows us that it is never too late to find purpose and joy, even in the later years of life. As we reflect on her experiences, we are encouraged to face our own challenges with creativity and determination. Life may throw unexpected difficulties our way, but like Aunt Fong, we can choose to rise above them. By tapping into our inner strength and exploring new passions, we can transform adversity into a stepping stone for personal growth. Let Aunt Fong's journey inspire us to keep pushing forward, to seek out new adventures, and to find meaning in every stage of life. Remember, it is our resilience and willingness to adapt that will lead us to brighter days. Embrace your creativity, stay determined, and know that every challenge can lead to a new beginning. Thank you for joining us in exploring the intricate dynamics of family life and the choices we make as we age. Now that we've delved into the main content, let's shift our focus to a topic that resonates deeply with many: the complexities of elderly parents deciding to live with their children after retirement. Have you ever wondered if living with your children in old age is the right choice? At first glance, this decision might seem straightforward, but is often filled with emotional and practical challenges that can catch families off guard. In this next segment, we'll follow Leah's journey as she navigates the realities of cohabitation with her adult children. Through her story, we'll uncover the profound lessons about maintaining independence and personal fulfillment, even in the face of change. So, let's dive deeper into Leah's experience and discover what it truly means to balance family ties with a desire for autonomy. Stay with us as we explore this heartfelt journey together. Leah sat quietly in her living room, surrounded by the memories of her life with her husband. The silence felt heavy, and the absence of his laughter echoed in her heart. After his passing, she found herself engulfed in loneliness and grief, struggling to fill the empty spaces in her days. It was during one of these quiet moments that she received a call from her son, Carlos, inviting her to move in with him and his family. At first, Leah hesitated, unsure if leaving her home would help ease her pain. But as she thought about it, a flicker of hope ignited within her. Living close to family, she believed, could bring her comfort and a sense of purpose. She longed to reconnect with her grandchildren, to share stories and laughter, and to feel the warmth of their love surrounding her. The thought of being part of their daily lives filled her with a sense of excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. As she began to pack her belongings, Leah felt a rush of anticipation. Each item she folded and placed in a box was a step toward a new beginning. She imagined the cozy evenings spent together, the sound of her grandchildren's voices filling the house, and the joy of family dinners. In her mind, she pictured a harmonious and loving environment that would help fill the void left by her husband's passing. The idea of creating new memories with her family made her heart swell with hope. With each passing day, Leah's excitement grew, and she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Moving in with Carlos and his family seemed like the right decision, a chance to heal and rediscover the joy of being surrounded by loved ones. She was ready to embrace this new chapter in her life, believing that love and connection could help mend her broken heart. In the early days of Leah's new life in Carlos's home, everything felt like a dream come true. The house was spacious and bright, filled with laughter and the joyful noise of children. Leah loved being there, surrounded by her grandchildren who were excited to have their grandmother nearby. They would run to her with open arms, and she felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't experienced in a long time. Leah found great joy in cooking meals for the family. She would spend hours in the kitchen, preparing their favorite dishes, and the smell of her cooking would fill the house. Children would gather around the table, eager to taste what she had made. Their smiles and compliments made her feel valued and appreciated. It was as if she had a special role that brought everyone together, and she cherished that feeling deeply. Maintaining the household also gave Leah a sense of purpose. She enjoyed tidying up the rooms, organizing the toys, and making sure everything was in its place. It felt good to contribute to the family in such a meaningful way. Each chore she completed made her feel more connected to Carlos and his children, as if she was weaving herself into the fabric of their lives. Spending time with her grandchildren was another source of happiness for Leah. They would play games, read stories, and share secrets. These moments filled her with a sense of fulfillment, as she felt she was not just a grandmother, but also a friend and a guide. She loved watching them grow and learn, and she took pride in being a part of their lives. In those early days, Leah believed she had found a new beginning. The situation seemed perfect, and she felt useful and needed. Her heart was full, and she embraced her new role with open arms, believing that she was making a positive difference in the family. It was a time of joy and connection where she felt truly alive and appreciated. At first, Leah enjoyed helping out around the house. It felt good to pitch in, whether it was cooking dinner or tidying up after the kids. She liked being part of a team, and her contributions seemed to bring everyone closer together. However, over time, what started as occasional help slowly turned into regular responsibilities. Leah found herself taking on more and more tasks, and soon her days were filled with picking up the children from school, managing their activities, and handling chores that never seemed to end. At first, Leah didn't mind. She thought of it as her way of supporting her family. But as the weeks turned into months, the joy of helping began to fade. The tasks that once felt rewarding started to feel like obligations. She would rush from one thing to another, often feeling overwhelmed. The simple act of picking up the kids from school became just another item on a long list of things to do, rather than a moment to connect with them. As Leah took on these growing demands, her own needs began to slip away. She noticed that she rarely had time for herself anymore. The moments she used to spend reading or relaxing were replaced by endless chores and responsibilities. Her emotional needs were increasingly overlooked, and she felt like she was losing a part of herself in the process. The exhaustion began to settle in, and with it came a sense of unease. Leah felt trapped in a cycle of duty, where her contributions were expected but her feelings were ignored. This gradual shift left her feeling drained and disconnected, as if she was just going through the motions without any real joy. The weight of her obligations pressed down on her, and she longed for the time when helping out felt like a choice rather than a requirement. Leah's heart ached for the balance she once had, but it seemed to slip further away with each passing day. Leah felt a heavy weight in her chest as she realized that her presence in the family was often overlooked. The laughter and deep conversations she once shared with Carlos and Marina had become rare moments, replaced by hurried exchanges and distracted glances. It was as if she had faded into the background, a shadow of the vibrant person she used to be. The warmth of their connection had dwindled, leaving her feeling isolated and unappreciated. As days turned into weeks, Leah found herself going through the motions of life, completing tasks without any sense of joy. Cooking dinner, helping with homework, and managing the household felt more like obligations than acts of love. Each chore chipped away at her spirit, and she began to question her role within the family. What had once been a source of pride now felt like a burden, and she wondered if she had given up too much of herself for the sake of others. Loneliness crept in, wrapping around her like a thick fog. She missed the meaningful conversations that used to fill their home with laughter and understanding. Now, it seemed that everyone was too busy to notice her struggle. Leah felt invisible, as if her thoughts and feelings were trapped inside her, unable to find a way out. The frustration bubbled beneath the surface, and she often found herself staring out the window, longing for a connection that felt just out of reach. In quiet moments, Leah questioned her sacrifices. Had she lost herself in the process of caring for her loved ones? The thought haunted her, and she felt a deep ache for the person she used to be. The vibrant woman who once filled the room with energy and love now felt like a distant memory. As she navigated through her days, Leah grappled with the realization that she needed to reclaim her identity, to find joy in her life again, and to remind her family of the importance of her presence. Leah sat quietly in her favorite chair, the sunlight streaming through the window, casting warm patterns on the floor. As she looked out at the world, her mind began to wander back to a time when life felt simpler and more fulfilling. She remembered the mornings when she would wake up early, the air crisp and fresh, and take long walks through the nearby park. The sound of leaves crunching under her feet and the sight of birds flitting about brought her a sense of peace that she had long forgotten. In those days, she found joy in small things. She would often lose herself in books, diving into different worlds and stories that sparked her imagination. Each page turned was a moment of escape, a chance to explore ideas and emotions that made her feel alive. Leah cherished the freedom of living on her own terms, making choices that reflected her true self. She could decide what to eat for breakfast, how to spend her weekends, and when to go to bed without anyone else's influence. But as she reflected on her life now, Leah felt a heaviness in her heart. The independence she once had seemed to slip away, replaced by routines and obligations that felt suffocating. She realized that in her pursuit of stability and security, she had traded away the very things that brought her happiness. The morning walks had become rare, the books had gathered dust, and her spirit felt dimmed by the weight of expectations. This realization struck her deeply. Leah understood that she had lost something precious, her independence and the joy that came with it. The freedom to choose, to explore, and to simply be herself had faded into the background. It was a painful acknowledgement, but it also ignited a spark within her. She felt a growing desire to reclaim her life, to make changes that would bring back the simple pleasures she once cherished. With each passing day, Leah began to envision a new path. She wanted to take those morning walks again, to lose herself in stories, and to embrace the freedom that had once defined her. This introspective journey was not just about looking back. It was about moving forward with intention and purpose. Leah knew that she had the power to change her life, to rediscover the happiness that had been overshadowed for too long. Leah stood in the living room, her heart racing as she prepared to speak to Carlos and Marina. The walls felt like they were closing in on her, but she knew it was time to make a change. For too long, she had felt lost in their home, and the weight of her own dreams had begun to feel unbearable. Gathering her strength, she took a deep breath and reminded herself of the life she once loved, the freedom, the joy, and the sense of purpose that had faded away. As she turned to face Carlos and Marina, she felt a mix of fear and determination. "I need to talk to you both,"